Hello guys, I'm Dutch. Today is not a dojame. But I'm just hearing it around me. Hearing it. Just let's start it. Mr.putter and Tabby rowed a boat. One, sweetie. It was summer and the weather was very hot. Mr.putter and his fine cat Tabby lay around all day and sweat. They sweat on the front porch. They sweat in the kitchen. They sweat under the oak tree. They even tried the basement, but they sweated there too. We're too old to sweat like this, Mr.putter told Tabby. We wouldn't have any sweat left in us. But they did, and they were miserable. Mr.putter had an idea. Let's go to the big pond, he said to Tabby. We'll take Mrs. Tiberi and Jack. They're neighbors. Mrs. Tiberi and her good dog Jack were sweetie too. Mr.putter was sure of it because he had just seen Mrs. Tiberi dump a bowl of water on Jack's head. He went to Mrs. Tiberi and told her his ideas. She thought a trip to the pond was a wonderful idea. She said that she would make a tomato sandwich. She would fix a quick salad. She would fill a jug with an apple tea. Mr.putter smiled. He liked Mrs. Tiberi's funny food. He went home to get Tabby ready. They were going to the big pond. The big pond was not far away, so Mr.putter and Tabby and Mrs. Tiberi and Jack walked. It was a hard walk. It was a sweaty walk. It was a slow walk, but it got excited. Mrs. Tiberi was watching a big white hat covering with fake red grapes. A blue jay kept trying to steal the grapes. He swooped down and grabbed Mrs. Tiberi's hat from her head. "Shoo!" said Mrs. Tiberi. "Scat!" said Mr.putter. Tabby and Jack was too hot to do anything. Mr.putter and Mrs. Tiberi couldn't help laughing at the silly bird. Finally, Mrs. Tiberi gave it some kiwi salad and it flew away. When they got to the big pond, there was a woman there raiding rowboats. $2 for 2 hours, she told them. Mr.putter and Mrs. Tiberi looked at each other. "What a deal," they said. They loved it Tabby and Jack and lunch and crawled away. Tabby crawled under one of the seats. Jack tried to drink out of the pond, and Mr. Putter and Mrs. Tabby headed for a good shady place. Tall tales. Mr. Putter's pie clump of pine trees that made a good shady place. When they reached the place, Mrs. Tabby looked off the hat. Many of her fake red grapes were missing, but she didn't mind. She filled the hat with the water and dumped it on Jack's head. Jack loved it. Tabby came out of under the seat, the batted at the water bug on the pond. Her tail twitched. Her teeth clicked. He forgot all about being hot. She just wanted that dog. Mr. Putter and Mrs. Tabby took off their shoes and put them in water. They filled their cups with the apple tea. They chewed their tomato sandwiches, and they fished what was left of their kiwi salad. They laughed and laughed at each other's stories. Jack drank the pond, Tabby patted the bug, and everyone was happy. Much better. When it was time to row the boat back, Mr. Putter and Tabby weren't sweating anymore. Mrs. Tabby and Jack were cold as cucumbers. The trip had been as a kiss. They left the rowboat with the rowboat Roman and being the walk home. It was a hard walk. It was a sweetie walk. It was a slow walk. When they got home, they were all as hot as when they felt. No one knew what to do. Then Miss Tabby filled up her hat and dumped water on everyone's hat, even her own. And they all felt much better. The end. Sorry, and I don't know how to do that too. But I think it's okay to be hot. And have a good day. Bye-bye. See you again.